And we are live.
Good evening, ma.
Hello, Chindike. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy to have you.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Are you here last Sunday? Hello, my wonderful, amazing Pdac children. Good evening and welcome to today's training, today's class. How are you all doing? Who do we have here? Hello, Rita. How are you?
Good evening, ma. I'm fine.
Okay, good. Were you here last Sunday?
Yes, ma.
So, if you were here last Sunday, can you tell us what you learned last Sunday?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Last Sunday, we learned taking care of your money and why financial education matters. So what is financial education? Financial education is learning how to make, manage, and multiply money. Why do we need financial education? Here are the reasons why we need financial education. 1, it makes smart financial decisions. 2, it avoids debt and financial trouble. 3, it reaches financial goals. 4, it achieves financial freedom. 5, enhances financial security.
Wow.
The importance of financial saving.
Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
A round of applause.
Wow, wow, wow. So these are all you learned last Sunday. Wow. And I want to believe, Ambassador Rita, that you have already started putting all this into practice. Amazing. Amazing. How about you, Chimbike? What did you learn? What did you learn? What can you remember from what you learned on Sunday, last week Sunday?
Team DK, you can unmute your mic. Good. So tell us, what did you learn last week?
I learned about financial education.
Awesome.
Amazing, amazing. So did you practice any of the skills that you learned? If yes, which one did you put in practice this past week?
I practice how to save money.
Amazing. You practice how to save money. Good job. Well done, Chimdike. So from our YouTube community, Grace is saying she learned financial literacy. Malobo says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Malobo. Good evening, Alabi. Good evening, Adewale and Olagunju. You are all welcome to the part 2 of Financial Literacy Masterclass. It's good to have you here today. All right? It's good to have you here today. So I'm going to be asking another question before we start today's class. Can someone tell me different ways we can earn money? What are the different ways we can earn money? Different ways we can earn some money. Good evening, Titilayo. You are welcome. Okay. How can we earn some money? You remember in class, we said financial literacy means money, right? And then the question is, how can you earn some money? Okay. Olagunju says, getting a job. Good. You can save what? You can save. But how do you earn the money? Getting a job is one of it. Working good. Yes, Alabi says pocket money, a monthly allowance, quarterly allowance, or weekly allowance, as the case may be. That's how you can earn some money. Okay. Ogudu says by working hard. Okay. So what are you working hard on? Hard with what? You're making beads, maybe you are baking, isn't it? Or you're doing extra job at home. If you remember, we cited an example to say you can, if your chore does not consist, for example, maybe cleaning up mommy or daddy's car, you can do that extra chore, extra job, and then your parents pay you for it. That's another way you can earn extra money for yourself. Yes. Adewale says work. So you work, and that's how you earn. Okay. So one more last question, and then we are good to go. Somebody should give us an example of a need. A need. You know, we've also talked about need versus want. Example of a need. Yes. Example of a need. Okay. All right. So who knows the example of a need? We have need, we have wants. There's a difference between need and wants. School fees. School fees. School fees is a need, right? Because we're entitled to a good education. Good. Clothing, amazing. You are entitled to food, to clothing, to water, good, to food. So needs are things that you cannot do without. You need them to survive. Oh yeah, so we are now moving to want, which is games. Fantastic. I am glad that you all listened and you were able to pick so many lessons out of last week's class. So today, we have our coach that will be taking us on part 2 of Financial Literacy Masterclass series. So I want you to make welcome Coach Ijoma. If you're excited, go to the comment, Coach Ijoma, for this amazing session.
Hello.
You're excited. That's good. Coach Ijoma, over to you, ma'am.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Catherine. Thank you for starting this training last week. And I can see that you really taught them a lot, because I see how they were able to answer, especially Ambassador Rita. You know, she went on and on. If we allowed her, she would have even taken over to this class from us. That means she really learned a lot last week. Thank you, Super Kids. Thank you, Pdac ambassadors. Yes. So, yes, my name is Coach Ijoma, and today I'm going to continue to build on where Coach Catherine stopped. Right. So we have started this training, this class, this course on financial literacy. I know that financial literacy would lead you to financial freedom, and financial freedom is very important. And we know that the opposite of freedom is what? Bondage. And I know that nobody wants to be in bondage, right? Okay, so today is a very interesting one. We're going to look at budgeting. We are going to look at budgeting, right? So, and it says, budgeting, take control of your money. Imagine you have saved some money. Imagine you have received some money. You need to now learn how to what? Budget. You need to learn how to budget. So what then is budget? What then is budgeting? Anybody, any idea? Have you ever heard the word budgeting before? Budgeting, budget, have you ever heard it before? What is budget? What is budgeting in your own word? Just, tell us what you think budgeting. You can put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. What is budgeting? All right, let's keep it coming. What is budgeting? Have you ever heard the word budget before? Have you ever heard the word budgeting? What do you budget? Why do you budget? So can you just tell us what is budgeting? There's no right or wrong. We are here to learn. So what is budgeting? Anybody? Smart kids, super kids, Pdac kids, what is budget or budgeting? Oh, you haven't heard budget before. Wow. All right. Anybody? Budgeting. Okay. All right. So today we are going to learn how somebody says, yes, it's your needs that are written down. Amazing. That is part of it. Omolara said, the planning of money. Yes. You see, money, you get money, you earn money, you need to plan how you spend, what you do with the money. So, yes, it is the planning of how to use, spend, save money or time, then taking action to it. Amazing. You are all right. Amazing. So when you have money, oh, I've made 10,000 naira. Oh, the auntie gave me 15,000 naira. Oh, I came out, I received the cash award. Yes. What do you do with the money? Or at the end of the year, you have saved some money in your piggy bank. Do you understand? What do you do? So you need to have some plan for the money. Planning of money. Good. Planning of how to use and spend money. Good. Then somebody said you've not heard anything about it before. So today you are going to hear and you're going to know what budgeting is about. Okay. So today we'll learn how to manage our money wisely and make it grow. Manage your money and make it grow. Like you are the boss. Money is not the boss, you are the boss. You're going to tell your money what you want to do with it or what it's going to do for you. Right. So anytime we hear about budgeting, we look at income, we look at expenses. All right. So what then is budgeting? So budgeting is you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. According to Dave Ramsey, you are the one in control. You are the boss. You are the manager. You are in charge. You are telling your money where to go and not you wondering where your money went to. Okay? That is budgeting. That is budgeting. Budgeting is planning how to use your money to get what you need and what you want. Planning, it is planning. So anytime you hear budgeting, there is planning. There is planning. You know what planning is. You have to sit down. You might have to bring a paper and you begin to write. This one should go here. This one should go there. This one should be used for this. And this one should be used for that. So that is what budgeting is all about. And you say, imagine you have 10,000 naira. You need to decide how much of this 10,000 naira you should spend on food, you should spend on toys, you should spend on, and you should even save. Yes, even the amount of money you want to give out, you need to plan it. So, budgeting is all about planning. I want you to put in the chat for me, planning. Anytime you hear budgeting, they're planning. So go ahead and put in the chat for me, planning, 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 planning. So budgeting is all about planning. Good. So we are going to go deeper. Since budgeting means want to plan, we have some money, even the money you have not yet received, you can still go ahead and plan for the money. Now, let's see, for example, I have an 8-year-old and he makes my own bed. Aside from his bed, he makes my bed every morning and he receives 200 naira. He receives 200 naira every day that he makes my bed. Now, he has my word, I give you 200 naira. So sometimes I give him the 200 naira he can put in his piggy bank. And sometimes it might be at the end of the week that I'll give him, that will be 1,000 naira. Monday to Friday. Every morning before he goes to school. Monday to Friday. 200 naira to make my bed. Then Monday to Friday is 1,000 naira. Okay, so he knows that by the end of by Friday, he's going to get 1,000. Next week, he does again, we're going to get 1,000, right? So sometimes I'm going to give him the money, or sometimes I will allow it to accumulate. So he knows he's expecting this money. He can go ahead and plan for this money. So you can be planning based on the money that you have received or the money you are about to receive. Say you are working, you eventually start working, or you are earning some money, just like this, my 8-year-old Tomiwa. Maybe you do some chores every day. Either you get the money every day or you get at the end of the week, at the end of the month, when it has accumulated. You can go ahead and plan that this is what I want to do with this money. Okay, so this is now going to take us to what we call the 50, 30, 20 rule. The 50, 30, 20 rule. Okay, this is in the planning for your money. We are going to divide the money in like 3 parts: 50, 30, and 20. Yes, budgeting is planning. So you divide your money 50, 30, and 20. That 50 is the largest share. The 50% goes to your needs. I overheard Coach Christine talking about needs and wants. That means you've already learned needs and wants. And you know what needs and wants are. What are needs? Needs are those things, they are very important. Needs are food. You need to eat food. You have shelter. You have clothes. I can even add to it that as children, as students, your learning materials, learning resources, your textbooks, they are needs. Yes, you can also categorize them as needs, your school fees, all right? So some important bills, all right? You know, you have to have uniform. If your uniforms are what? Becoming short and tight or no longer your size, it is actually what? A need. It is really not what? A want. All right. All right. So that's it. That is it. So those are what? Needs. And the needs takes what? The larger chunk of it. That is a 50%. To be honest, right now, for most of you, you are not concerned about this 50% as in practicing it now because you are being taken care of. But we are teaching you this because you need to know it. All right. Then at a certain stage, you may decide you need something out of this, the food, but not the shelter anyway. But you know that you are growing kids. It will get to a point where you will get into school, you need to pay your accommodation. At some point, we will give you, this is what you need, maybe to go back to school, maybe in the university. So you need to have known how to practice, you need to have known this before you can actually what? Practice it. So this is how it works. 50, 30, 20, 50% for your needs. So the needs are those very essential things. They are food, they are shelter, they are things you cannot live without. They are clothes. And I added, they are your school supplies that you really need. Okay, so the 30% is for wants. Wants are what? Wants, we consider wants as luxury items. They are luxury items. You can live without wants. Okay, so here we have toys, we have entertainment, we have something like getting the Nike shoes, getting, you can have comfortable shoes, right? As you need, but when you are eyeing this set of Nike shoes, and no longer be a want, now be a need, right? And how about getting the latest iPhone, getting the latest phone? It is a want. It's something that you can live without. That's the truth. Now that takes us to the 20%. To the 20%. The 20% is for what? Savings and giving. So in the planning, we have room for giving. We have room for giving. It's important to know that we have room for what? Giving. So the 20%, it will take care of savings and giving, and it all depends on you. You could decide, I want to do, out of the 20%, I want to do 10% for savings, 10% for giving, or you want to do 15% for savings and 5% for giving. You see, giving is very important. Giving is very important. When you look at yourself, you will find out that you have also received a lot. So it is important to note that we add giving. Okay? we add giving. When we are planning, there are some people who do not have, there are some people who do not have as much as you do. We have to learn from a young age that we have to keep aside part of our money that we can use it to give and help others. People who are not as privileged as ourselves. All right. So that 20% you can do it, you can play around with it. Okay. So now, but as children, I know you're not paying for food, you're not paying for shelter. I'm talking about children who are very much under their parents right now. You're not paying for your food, for your shelter, for your clothes. You understand? Most of these things you're not paying for them. And mostly what you do, you save, like when you save in your piggy bank. You do not break it in the middle of the year. You wait till like the end of the year. I don't know if it's 25th or 24th or whatever, time of year for you. And when you open your own money, you can decide, okay, this part. So it's good for you to know that this 50-30-20 rule is a rule that works. No. You can take part of the money when you have put them into the needs, the wants, you've done those things you want to do. Remember to plow back, put back the percentage that you are saving again. How do you see this? So this is how it works. So remember, the larger share goes towards to your needs, and needs are those things that you cannot do without. And now we're going to look at the needs and the wants again. The needs and the wants again. So we say needs are the essential, wants you can live without. All right. So going for a vacation, is it a need or a want for you? Is it a need or a want for you? Going for a vacation, is it a need or a want for you? I want to know. Then I also want to know, having video games, is it a need or a want for you? All right, so kids, I want to see some response in the chat. Going for a vacation, is it a need or a want for you? Video game, is it a need or a want for you? Titilayo, what is a want? Okay, both of them, both the vacation and the video game. Okay, truly it is a want. It's something that you can live without. It is something that you can live without. Now, I want to ask you another one. Playing games with your gadgets. Playing with your gadget, is it a need or a want for you? Is it a need or a want for you? Playing with your gadget, playing every time with your gadget, playing, is this a need or a want? A want. Okay. But the way some kids are going these days, when you pick, I saw a video where a mom retrieved the child's gadgets, and this child went out and started breaking things in the house. In fact, when I saw that video, I was really disturbed. I was disturbed because that means for this child, the gadget, the video, the game is like very essential to their life. Is a need, something that they cannot live without. Yes, it appears like it's a need for some people, but truly it is not a need. Being with the phone, pressing all the time, playing game, it is not a need. You don't need it for your life to function. I hope we are learning something. I hope we are really learning something. When you will be asked to put the gadgets down, I hope you don't go throwing tantrums, getting angry, frowning your face, and then you have a bad day the whole of the day. It is what? It is a what? Some can die for that gadget. They don't need to because they haven't understood that what? It is a want. It is a want. All right, so good. It's good we know this. All right, so let's move on. Now, we want to look at tracking expenses, how to keep track of your money. Do we really need to keep track of our money? Do we really need to know where our monies are going into, keep track of our money, maybe use a notebook and write down this is good. I know that we've broken it into the 50, the 30, and the 20. Do we really need to keep track of our expenses? Or do you just want to go out there? Oh, I've broken down my piggy bank at the end of the year and I counted it and I had 15,000 naira. Auntie, take me to the nearest mall and you shop until you shop the whole of that 15,000 naira. And everything is gone. And you say, oh, yes, after all, I saved it from the beginning of the year. So I have to spend the whole thing. Or do you want to know, okay, remember you had a budget, a plan. Remember you had a budget, you had a plan. So when you are tracking expenses, you're going to be checking with your budget. Did I plan to spend this? Did I plan to spend that? And that is also why when you are going to shop, you go with your journal where you put things down. And by the time you are seeing something else, you need to ask yourself, did I plan? So it is never late to start learning how to plan. Imagine your daddy goes out and it will happen to you. Imagine your daddy goes out and spends all the money. Maybe somebody's daddy, it's not your daddy, somebody's daddy gets paid or receives money and no planning, and he doesn't even track his expenses, and he goes here, buys this, that for himself. He goes here, he just keeps buying things until the person's daddy forgets that he has not paid the school fees for his children. I'm sure you're going to see that that person's daddy is not responsible. But he's not a responsible adult who didn't plan for his children's school fees, who didn't plan for his children's clothes, who didn't plan for the shelter, for the money for the accommodation, and the needs. Some adults are really like that. They go out there, once the money comes in, they go out there and they blow it all out. Yes, some adults are like that. And you know what happens? Every other person suffers. So that is why we are learning this now. We are learning this and we are going to grow into very responsible children to adults. Right? So we're looking at what? Tracking expenses. Tracking expenses. So what is tracking expenses? You just need to know. Write down everything you spend money on. You have made your plan, you have made a budget. Now in tracking expenses, you're writing everything so that you don't, I can't remember how I spent 5,000 after the 10,000. No. So tracking expenses is how you what? Keep track of your money. How you write down everything up to the biro that you bought, down to the biro that you bought, you write down everything. And you do it, use a notebook. You can use your journal. Or we have budgeting apps. Thank God for smartphones. We have budgeting apps that can really help you. You know, those ones will help you as you're doing it. It can help you to add and everything. You can use calculator there. All right, just like Excel workbook, Microsoft Excel workbook, and so many. There are so many budgeting apps. Okay, so after you write everything, make sure everything you're spending, you're writing it, because you need to go back and check. Sometimes you've forgotten what you maybe spend this money. You need to check. All right, so use a notebook to do this, or a budgeting app. We have lots of them online. And you also, time to time, you review your spending. You want to review your spending. So these are some of the tips. Okay, these are some of the tips. Now we're going to look at something that is very interesting. Very interesting. And you can't be too young to know this now. In fact, the earlier you knew this, the better for you. The earlier you knew this, the better for you. You can even, it's something you can even start to apply when you see opportunities. And some of you, your parents might even be the ones to, or aunties to introduce, your uncle to introduce you to these opportunities. So it's good to know this, so that when you see the opportunities, you can recognize them. You are not too young to know this. Introduction to passive income. Introduction to passive income. And it says, make money while you sleep. Anytime you hear passive income, it's money that keeps on coming, even while you're sleeping. See how this cute little girl is sleeping, you know, but her money is what coming in. But before then, she would have done something. She would have put in some work. She would have made some kind of investment before this money will troop in. Now, I want to read something to us. Okay, is a quote from our dearest Mrs. Ogwe, and she said, once you are able to create enough passive income that can support the lifestyle you desire, you are financially free. You are financially free. That is when you hear that you are sleeping, but you are making money. You are not even doing any work anymore, but your money is coming in. So what is passive income? Passive is like something that is not moving, right? Passive income is income that, you know, comes in. It comes in. You are not actively working to bring the money in, but it's what? Coming in. That means you have already done the work before. You have put in the work before. And now that work that you did is now paying off. Whether you show up or not, the money is what? Coming in. All right. So there are many examples of passive income. Even there are some as children under 17, under 18, 9, 8, 7. There are some that you can apply. There are some you can apply. Example, saving interest. Saving interest. Saving interest. All right. Maybe you have saved some monies in the bank, or save some money in a kind of financial institution like a bank. We have different financial institutions right now. All right. So these monies, you really don't need them for immediate spending now. You just decide to save them. We even have what we call money markets. can save some money. Maybe you have gotten some money, something. In fact, the monies that my children, the first monies that first two kids use were in primary school, they won awards, all this mathematics competition, spelling bees, those money, I just used the money to what? Open an account for them. Imagine my son has had money that he won in a competition from when he was primary 5, and now this is he's in year 10. He won this money from when he was in primary 4. Yes, and this is a spelling bee, and this is the money has been there. I just opened an account for him, and that money has gotten some interest. And there's still some other places that are money market. There are different places that you can what actually save money. So saving interest is a kind of what passive income. The interest is just what brewing while you are sleeping. You don't need to do anything. So there's another one, investing in stocks or mutual funds. This one, you just need an adult to explain it very well for you. Like I said, you have what we call what money market, where you can what invest your money. Some people invest their money, all these monies that are invested, they trade with those money. When they like in stock, they trade, the companies trade with your money and they pay you some interest. So you are sleeping, you don't need to do any work. All you did was that you invested your money there, sleeping, the money is growing in interest. So another one is receiving royalty or stakes from your books or creative work. Imagine you wrote like an ebook and put it in a platform like Amazon, like Kindle, like Kobo Books, like Seller. And people are buying the books, and you just put it there in those ebook platforms. It is not even a physical book. It's an ebook, an electronic book, that the one they can read online. Just, you create those, you have stories. You have a creative mind. You can, write some, so you write some books, you write them, you can publish them, you can put them in this Amazon, Kindle, book marketplaces, and put your price. You'll just be surprised. You come and you see people are buying the book. Nobody is coming to knock at your door. People are buying the book online, and you are getting paid. We have many coaches on this call, Coach Victor, Coach Ogo, we have them. And, we have them benefiting from all of this. So even you as children, some of you are so creative, some of you can, come up with things. You can, create books or anything. And, the money is, while you are sleeping, you're not going to anybody's door knocking. The monies are coming for you. There are so many ways. Right? Okay. So we are making progress. Yes, somebody said shares. Good. Shares, and what stocks. You are buying into companies. You are buying into companies. It's like they are using your money to grow their company, and they pay you some dividends. That's what it's called. So that money that you invested, you are not going to check the money. The money is just growing. They are paying you dividend. It's growing, right? So these are some, in fact, there are lots of them. The possibilities are what they are just endless. The secret is to look out for ways that you can add value. If you can profile a solution, if you can create something, that can be a solution. Some children are creating apps that can help people do different things. And those apps are generating money. There's no end to it. There's no end to it. All right. So there are some simple passive income ideas for you, like saving money in a piggy bank. You can start a small online business selling an artwork. You understand? Help family members with chores and they give you allowance. I told you about my 8-year-old who makes my bed, he gets 200 naira. You can even negotiate it with your parents, right? You can wash car. You can provide a product or service, a book or online course and invention. And I know that in the abroad, some children watch other kids, smaller kids, and they are being paid. All right. So there is no end to it. Just once you can look out for something you can do, to, help somebody, to bring a solution or something, it can actually fetch you money. Okay, so right now we'll come to conclusion and action plan. Every time we learn, we just don't learn and go. There must be something. You understand? We must take what? Action. We must take what? Action. All right, so it says what? Take action. So what action are you, having learned all this now, what action are you going to start taking by now? Okay, I can tell you something. I can share something with you. I once told a chap, you're always on the phone playing games all the time, buying expensive games. Do you know somebody made those games? And while you are playing, you are not sleeping. They are sleeping and receiving passive income. How about that? They are sleeping and receiving passive income based on the game. You can learn how to create games and what? So what is your action going to be? So in conclusion, budgeting helps you manage your money and passive income helps it to grow. Budgeting helps you manage your money and passive income helps it to grow. You save, you don't end there. You also find a way to what? Grow your money. Somebody said they have a YouTube channel, right? So what do you do there? So action plan, let's look at it. It says, create a budget and track expenses. Good, very important. Make sure going forward, you must what? Create budget, you track your what? Expenses. You are never too small to raise a budget. You're never too small to say, okay, I spend this on this, I spend this on that. Start saving and exploring passive income ideas. I've dropped one tip for you. Start saving. There are so many, in fact, online, the possibilities are what? Endless. All right. So I have another quote from Warren Buffett before we end. He said, he's one of the richest men in the world. And this is what he said. This is his quote. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, that is this passive income. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. But that is not our portion. All right, so kids, I want to believe that we have learned so much from today's class. We've looked at budgeting, we've looked at needs and wants again, we've looked at passive income. What did you learn? What is going to be your action? What action are you going to take from now on? So this is where we come to the end of our class, but I need you to go to the chat. I need you to, beyond the charts, go sit down, think about it. Do you know that God has deposited something unique in all of us? Talents, skills, even ideas, wisdom to create passive income. All right, so thank you so much. Go to the chat and let me know what you learned today and what action you are going to take.
Thank you so much, Coach IJ. Thank you for dissecting that class, teaching us all about budgeting and passive income. PDAC ambassadors, are you here? Are you excited for this class? If yes, go to the comment section and type a huge thank you to Coach IJ. I want to see your comments coming in. Say thank you, Coach IJ, for that amazing session. Okay, Jim DK says, my action is to read. Yes, what is your action point? What are you taking away from this? I see your emoji, Rita, Ambassador Rita. Good, keep it coming, so that next time you see her in class, keep it coming. Yes, Michael is saying a big thank you to Coach IJ for that amazing class. Yes, keep it coming, ambassadors. All right. Thank you so much, Coach IJ, for that amazing class. So we are going to be taking our creed. That's amazing. Good. So I will share my screen so that we can take our creed and call it an evening. Okay. So let's recite this together. Can you see my screen? So we are reciting this aloud. I am a PDAC ambassador. I am a child of God. I understand myself. I discover, develop, and unleash my God-given potential. I have strong beliefs and values that guide my actions and decisions. I cultivate good habits and follow principles that lead me to success. I am confident and inspiring speaker. I dream big dreams, set smart goals, make great plans, and take quick steps to make my dreams come true. I am a great leader. I inspire myself and others to achieve great things. I am excellent in my academics, and I love to learn new things. I believe in myself, and I have a positive self-image. I understand and manage my emotions well, and I am sensitive to others' feelings. I am proud to be a PDAC ambassador and will fulfill my duties with love, respect, excellence, and dedication. So help me God. So help us God, in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much for joining this class. We see you same time next week on this channel. Do have an amazing day and remember to budget this week.